Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It's Thursday. It's time for the Thursday night comic live stream. Coming to you live from Tampa, Florida. What's going on, everybody? It's been a long week. I don't know. A lot of books to talk about. I got some cool ones in the mail this week. Some cool, awesome books to show off. So I will do that. There's some someone says I have a crooked smile. But I have like clean ways. Crooked smile, but clean ways. I don't know. Is that a saying? I don't think so. Yeah, I do. I have a crooked smile. My wife's been telling me that for years. Nothing new. At least it's a smile. I mean, does Sylvester Stallone smile? I don't think he does. I think he's missing ligaments or muscles in his facial jaw to do that. So we got a lot to talk about. Some books, some cool stuff that's coming down the pike. I'll show off some books tonight. Yeah, there's a lot to discuss. I sent out some invites to a couple fellow YouTubers. I don't know if anybody will show. I didn't really talk to them way ahead of time, so it's kind of like sprung at them at the last moment. So you never know. You might have someone pop in. If they do, I'll let you know. I'll bring them on in just to add a little to the discussion. We've got a couple people here. I've got GTK Comic, Luis Ramirez in the chat. So anybody that wants to join the chat, just let me know. I always post people's comments, answer any questions anybody has, that kind of good stuff. All right, so I saw this little news tidbit. Looks interesting. CBR. Marvel debuts Warlock's more powerful female counterpart, Eve Warlock. Yeah, there's got to always be a female version, right? There's a She-Hulk. Surprised we didn't have a female Warlock before. Maybe we did, and I don't remember. But Warlock Rebirth #1. Ron Mars is going to be the writer, and you've got Ron Lim, who has famously drawn Warlock many times in the past. It will mark the debut of Eve Warlock, an ultra-powerful version of Adam who will attempt to steal his soul gem. Marvel said that the new character, before he jetted off to space, Adam Warlock was artificially created by scientists on Earth to be the perfect specimen. What fans will shockingly discover is that as Adam went on to wield the Infinity Gems and play a key role in the epics of the Infinity Gauntlet and Infinity Watch, another specimen was created, someone stronger, faster, and smarter than Adam himself, of course. Why not? Women are certainly smarter. I don't know about stronger, maybe sometimes faster. Meet Eve Warlock, the next generation of Warlock. She's come to strip Adam of all his power, starting with the Soul Gem. All right, so is she going to be a villain? I guess she's going to be a villain, right? A new villain. I think there's going to be several covers. I don't think they've released all the different covers yet. I was trying to see. I think they've shown some interior art here. I think maybe the main cover. Looks like she's going to be on the regular main cover, it looks like. So first cover appearance, you get all that good stuff with that issue. Plenty of time to pre-order this bad boy. Again, I think this comes out in, when does this come out? April or May? It might be May. I think it's in May. I would have thought the article would have said when it comes out. Oh, April 19th. There we go. So that is released April 19th. Not too far. Yeah, it's a few months away. So you have plenty of time to get your pre-orders in through your LCS, all that good stuff. So I thought that was worth mentioning. Catwoman debuts a new stunning costume. I think there's a Nakayama cover of that as well. Not what it is. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a design variant. I don't know. I can't see her breasts anymore. It's not as sexy as the old costume. Well, you know, this DC is kind of a woke. It's kind of a woke outfit, isn't it? Oh, we can't show women with large breasts because they don't exist. So they're basically fully clothing Catwoman with not showing any skin. I think someday there'll be a Catwoman in a full burqa. I think those days we will see that one day. Yep, I don't know. Yeah, GTK Comics says she strips all right, not only powers. There you go. Ben Compton's in the house. Good to see you, my friend. So what do you guys think? Catwoman, new costume. I'm not impressed. I don't see any cleavage. How sexist of me to say such a thing. My God. My God. I've been reading that Punchline series in the Royal Flush Gang. I just read issue 3. It's been pretty good. Punchline is here to stay. I'm glad I have that couple copies of that first appearance. Hell Arisen number 3. I think that's a good book to always be on the lookout for. Having that first appearance, I think, is a good idea. I think she's going to be around for quite some time. All right, so I know Nakayama did a cover of that new costume. And there's a design variant, but yeah, I don't know. I think the old costume was just fine. Kickstarter comic campaign shattered records in 2022. There's one coming up here in February that, man, it's not cheap, and it involves a Frism cover. Chasing Comics brought it to my attention the other day. Him and I have been discussing it, having a good conversation about it for the last few days. And these Kickstarter campaigns, the only one I've ever bought or funded, should I say, right? That's the terminology. I funded the campaign. Was Yuli's Vision number 4. I don't know. I think I did it because the art looked pretty cool. There was a Shannon Mayer cover that's coming out, and a Cale No cover, and it was expensive. You know, it was, I don't remember what tier it was, but it was like $180, and I think it was way over a year ago. I've still never seen heads or tails of those books yet, so I don't have a warm fuzzy feeling regarding Kickstarters, but well, heck, I'll just go to it. Might as well talk about it. I was almost not going to bring this up because I don't really want more content. But again, this is an expensive book. I don't know. I don't know too many people that are going to drop this kind of money on a Kickstarter campaign. So the difference I understand is Lady Death, which is Coffin Comics. They've done Kickstarters in the past, and the nice thing about their Kickstarter is they actually don't charge you until fulfillment, until they are actually ready to ship the book out, which is kind of cool because that other Kickstarter has been holding my $180 captive for way over a year now. And I don't have a lot of confidence that I'll ever see that book, those 2 books. I just have that feeling. Maybe one day I'll be surprised. I don't know. I don't think I have any recourse to get my $180 back. I suppose if I requested it, maybe they would give it to me, but I feel almost sheepish to do that at this point. I've hung in this long. I might as well continue to hang in there. As you guys well know, I'm a big Frism fan, and they have a new Kickstarter book coming out called Lady Death, Cybernetic Desecration. I mean, I love the word desecration. It's a good word. Yeah, it's a cool looking cover. It's Jenny Frison, and it will be extremely limited. There's only going to be 90 of these sets available. So it's one of those deals where, man, you better have your alarm set and you better pray your Wi-Fi connection's quick. And yeah, it's not going to be cheap. I think it's close to $1,000 to fund that campaign. They're going to be individually numbered. Yeah, I mean, for a Frison collector, this is kind of one of those things that you just have to pony up the money. So that's what I'm going to plan on doing. So make sure you're following Chasing Comics. Of course, he's going to have all the details on his page as to dates and times and the different art that's available. But the one I'm interested in, obviously, is the Jenny Frison. There'll be 3 different covers. There'll be an Ultimate Trade, Ultimate Virgin, and an Ultimate Noir, which is basically a black and white. Yeah, it'll be awesome. I'm sure those books will go for crazy, crazy money on eBay once they're in hand with people. I hope to be one of those lucky 90 bastards that can grab a set. Who knows? We'll see what happens. It's a cool cover though, but it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. It's not for people that are on a comic book budget. Let's put it that way. Which I try to be on a budget. I try to limit myself, but when it comes to Frison, I do tend to go a little overboard. So that's one of the books that I wanted to highlight. There was another one. That I thought looked really good as well. This is a beautiful looking Frison cover. This is coming out, I believe, in April. I think it's the second week of April. It is World Tree, the E's being spelled with a 3. World Tree #1. This is a James Tynion book. It's going to be coming out from Image Comics. And that Jenny Frison cover looks awesome. I mean, look at the coloring. I've already ordered 4 copies. So I got 2 copies from Golden Apple, and I already got 2 copies from Third Eye Comics. Probably get a couple more, maybe from Things from Another World. Who knows? We'll see what happens. There's also a really nice, so that Jenny Frison's a 1 in 10. So if you can pre-order it, you could pre-order that 1 in 10. It's going to be, it should be around ratio $10 to $15. Maybe some shops will ask more, because it's a Frison cover, but that should be the price range. Then there's a 1 in 50 Zoo or Zoo cover, which looks interesting. Very, very interesting. And then the only cover they don't show is there's a 1 in 100 cover. Oh, there is also a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. I think that's a 1 in 25. They don't have those 2 listed. So the 1 in 25 by Sienkiewicz and the 1 in 100 by Alvaro Martinez Bueno. So Alvaro Bueno, I thought I remembered him because he did do the art and the covers, I think, for Nice House in the Lake. So if you bring up his Instagram page, I definitely remember that. I think that's, yeah, Nice House in the Lake. That's issue number 2. So he's definitely a really good artist. You can see these are some of his commissions. Yeah, he's got a very interesting style. There's his Wonder Woman. That looks pretty good. Very detailed. There's his Doctor Doom. That looks awesome. Look at the awesome detail on that. Fantastic. So I dig his style of art. I mean, look at that. Very, very good. That was a Sandman, Nightmare Country cover. That one was really cool. Yeah, so I like his art style, and the 1 in 100 probably worth grabbing, if you can get a decent deal on it on a pre-order. It's hard to get it below that $100 ratio price. So I grabbed one from Third Eye Comics. I just think it's worth getting. I don't know. Are there going to be a lot of shops that order 100 issues? I mean, it is James Tynion, so certainly possible that you'll see some shops order heavy on that book. But an Image, 1 in 100 for Image is rare. They usually don't go that high in a ratio. Not near that. Basically 1 in 10s, 1 in 25s, maybe on occasion. You rarely see 1 in 50s and 1 in 100s on an Image book. So we'll have to see. It's a little bit of a gamble to pay, $100 pre-order, but maybe not. We'll have to see. But I like Bueno's art, and I think that series is going to be good. So GTK Comics says, I blew my comic book budget years ago. There's Brian LCS. I was scooping into another comic book channel live stream, and I posted some comments. So Brian LCS was kind enough to follow me. Thank you, Brian. I also refollowed and hit the like button. So it's always, that's one thing I need to work more on is networking in the comic book community a little bit more. I try to do that on occasion where I'll view and watch other live streams, and I'll try to participate, do some commenting, and yeah, that kind of thing. Immortal Biggie Shack, good to see you, my friend. Oh yeah, I did send out an invite to Immortal. That's right, but he's watching his kids, so he can't join tonight. No problem. We'll get you on another time, my friend. He's been on the channel before. I've been on his channel a couple times. Immortal always brings the heat. He's always got some awesome books to show. All right. Now we talked about, let me go back to Chasing Comics. It's just easier to go to his page since he posts so many books. It's far easier just to go to his webpage than to search everything out. Makes it so much easier for me. Oh, this is another book that I really am very interested in. Storm, issue number 1. This comes out in May, so it's quite a bit off in time. Look at that cover. That is the trade dress. There will also be a Virgin. Obviously, the Virgin incentive. I don't know if it'll be foil. Probably not. Marvel usually doesn't do the foil covers. If it was DC, they would do like a foil version of that. But the Virgin will be a 1 in 100, typically, and it's an art germ, and it's a really cool. I mean, that's a really good cover of Storm. I like that cover a lot. A lot of awesome detail, beautiful coloring, beautiful composition, and how it was done. So yeah, I'm going to be all over that. I love that book. That looks awesome. So that is one that I have designs for to obtain. What else we got here? This is Marvel Women's History Month. Let's see. We got various covers. You got a peach. That looks like a. Who is that? I'm not too sure who that cover is by. Inca, maybe. Oh, AKA, whoever that is. Lupacino, and you got a Igawa. I don't know. That's a pass for me. I did pick up the Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones exclusive the other night from Spectral Comics. I think they still have it for sale. The Virgin was limited to 666 copies, and then the trade dress is 1,000. The Virgin is the pink background, and then of course the trade dress. It's got the white background. As far as I know, I think it was sold out. Let me just check their site real quick. Or it wasn't sold out. Yeah, it's not sold out. Still available. So if you like that Ivan Tao cover, go check it out. It's $50 for the set plus shipping. So like $55, $56 plus tax. But I like it. It's one of my favorite Tao covers. I like that cover a lot. I think it's just really, really good. So I'm not buying it to flip. I bought one set just to go into the personal collection, and that's it. Got another nice Frizzen cover coming out in April. This is Harley Quinn number 29. You got the old teacher's pet, or is that she's supposed to be a teacher, I think. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what the incentives are on this yet. But there's the Frizzen. There's a Sweeney Boo cover. Looks like that might be Zatanna. Oh, there you go. So it looks like the Frizzen's just a regular copy. No incentive on that. You got a 1 in 25 by Megan Hetrick and a 1 in 50 by Bergara. So I think I'm just going to buy the Frizzen. That Frizzen cover is awesome. I like the Sweeney Boo cover too. I think I might get that one, especially since both of those are not incentives. So I will try to grab those. Ewoks. I don't know. Star Wars Ewoks. That cover's pretty cool by Kyle Holtz, but yeah, the only cover I'm really interested in is the Ryan Brown cover. That 1 in 100 cover looks awesome up close. What Ewok is that supposed to be? Is that the guy that was running around with Princess Leia, looking up her skirt and all that? I think so. That little cheeky bastard. I can't remember the name of that Ewok, but I think that's his face. But Ryan Brown, he's a friend of the channel. I need to have him on. He's so busy. I talked to him the other week. He's like a one-armed wallpaper hanger. He's so busy right now. He said, give me a couple months and I'll come on the channel. So I'll hold him to it. I'll see if I can get him on maybe in March or April. So I'd like to get him on just to talk about what he's working on. And I love that cover by Ryan Brown. So that 1 in 100, that one will be a interesting one to find. That could be a tough one to pull. We'll see. I think a lot of Star Wars fans are going to be into that book. Just have a feeling. I don't know. All right. What else are we looking at here that I thought looked interesting? There was one other, I think there was one other book. Did Indigo Children have anything good? I know. Yeah, that Simmons cover is pretty cool. Ice Cream Man number 36. Got a little whale going on there. That looks interesting. That B cover looks awesome too. Yeah, I just buy every A and B cover Ice Cream Man puts out. Once in a while, an exclusive if it's a crazy cover, but it's just worth picking up those books. They're fantastic reads. I'm still waiting for that Ice Cream Man to show up. One of these days it will. Brian says, I have a live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Very nice. Maybe I'll have to hook up with Brian one of these days. I don't mind going on other channels, especially if it helps promote them a little bit. I got a pretty good following of subscribers and followers. Not too bad anyways. All right. We'll go to my Instagram. I posted this last night on my Instagram. Talk about this book real quick. Almighty number 1. This is dropping next Wednesday. It's a 1 in 50 cover by Eric Lloyd Brown. I looked him up. I don't think he has any other covers. I think this is his first comic book cover. In fact, I think it's his first comic book art. In fact, I looked him up. He's done some stuff on ArtStation. He's a concept artist. I think he's done video game artwork for video games. So he's kind of one of those guys, digital artist. And this is his first comic book cover. And I like it. It's pretty cool. I like that it's a black cover. You've got some chick with some symbols on her face. I don't know if that's a tattoo. Yeah, it's very mysterious. It's a black cover. It's probably going to be condition sensitive. It's a 1 in 50. I mean, how many shops are going to order heavy on a 5-issue miniseries of a book they never heard of? I've never heard of it. Yeah, it looks interesting. It's kind of an end of the world type of story, post-apocalyptic story. And yeah, I'll have to read the solicit on it, but it sounded like an interesting story. But I just thought that this cover is definitely going to be a ghost cover. I went to the usual stores, Golden Apple, all the stores, Third Eye, all the ones that do heavy pre-orders on books ahead of time. And the only one that had a copy, means that it's sold out, was Golden Apple. Had one copy, and they were asking $100 for it, and they sold it. Midtown had one this past Wednesday. I was able to grab one. There was one other one, and somebody else grabbed it as well. And so I think Midtown had 2 copies, and they were gone in a hot minute. Me being one of the purchases. It was $45. We'll see. I mean, I'm not saying this book is going to explode in value, but I would be very curious to see if anybody finds that at an LCS. Because I just find it hard to believe that a LCS is going to order 50 copies of that book, which I've heard nothing about it. I didn't even know about the book. There's been no promotion of it. I don't think the writer and artist are of any significance. So that might be one to look for. If you see it at your LCS for $50 or less, I bought one. I just think maybe long term it could be one of those books that 5 years from now, shows up on a hot 10 list and people go crazy for it, or who knows, maybe it gets developed into a TV show. You just never know what the future holds, but I just thought it was a cool looking cover. Again, if it was a shitty cover, I wouldn't have bought it. So it's not like I just buy any 1 in 50 issue number ones thinking, oh, it might be rare because no one, yeah, just because it's rare doesn't mean it's valuable, right? It has to be desirable, and I think that cover does have some desirability to it. So yeah, we'll see. There you go. GTE comic. He's trying to sell a book, selling a Something is Killing the Children, number 15, the Zoe Lachey exclusive, CGC 98. There you go. Kenneth Bird, he's in the house. Thank you, Kenneth. We got 9 people watching. That's pretty good. It's better than that's a pretty good number compared to what I've been having on these live streams of late. Let's show. Right now I'll take a break and show you guys some books. We'll get back to some other things. I did get this book in the mail today, so this is fresh from the mailbox. These were Clayton Crane exclusives from his website. This is the Last Ronin. What's it called? Last Ronin something. It's that new series, Lost Allies or something like that. Yeah, just a cool looking Clayton Crane cover. He does an awesome job. And then, of course, it has a COA on each of them, limited to 750 copies. That sold out pretty fast. I'd say within about 3 minutes, it's sold out. So, and of course, they're on eBay for about twice the price that I paid. So, if you wanted to buy this book right now off eBay, I think it's going to run you about $80 to $85. Yeah, it's a good looking book. Nice job by Crane. That's probably my favorite cover of all the of this last Ronin book that just came out. I know it's premiering the new baby turtles. Is that what they're called? The baby turtles. The turtles that are going to basically replace the turtles that we've always known and loved over the years. I guess that's the future of the turtle business. I don't know, something like that. I can't remember their names. I think they have names. I didn't dig into it that far. This is a this is a graphic no trade paperback that I got. Afro Samurai, the Tokashi Okazaki art and story. This was the limited edition silver foil, trade. It's cool. I mean, the art in it is just amazing. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's called in black and white. It's really good. It's a good read. It's a good story. He's got a little color in there with the blood. It's just a well done graphic novel or trade dress or trade paperback. So I picked that up. I can't remember what store I got that from. It might have been Golden Apple. I think that's who I got it from. I think I showed this off already. Scarlet Witch, Adam Hughes Virgin. There's the trade dress. Oh yeah, this was a hot book on last week's Hot 10 list. Venom, number 15. That's the Sue cover. Red cover. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Spider-Man coming out of Venom's mouth. Nice cover by Sue. It's going for, I think, way over ratio at the moment. Now, this is one I think I've shown before. I just love this book. Wolverine versus Blade, number 1. This is the Delato. I think it's a 1 in 50, if I'm not mistaken. I got a pretty good price on this book. Most of the copies you'll see on eBay are typically graded. This one's a very clean, nice 9/8 copy in raw condition. But most of these that you'll see on eBay will be typically slabbed at this point. Book came out several years ago, a couple years ago, I think, at least. I've been into Street Fighter. I got some Street Fighter books to show. I just grabbed all the recent ones that I picked up. This is Kale No for Street Fighter number 1, the Virgin variant. This was through Carnivore Comics. Only 500 of these issued. Still available, so it's not like it's sold out or anything. I just like it's a cool cover by Kale No. It was like $25 or $20. Nothing real expensive. This is another book that I liked. I think this is through Spectral Comics. Street Fighter M Bison Virgin variant, limited to 400. This is number 16 of 400. Just an awesome looking cover. And I think it's still available for sale on their website. I think it is. Last time I looked, it was. So if you're interested in that, check them out. Carnivore Comics, or Spectral Comics, rather. Spectral Comics. This was another book from Carnivore Comics. I collect these Delato covers, especially the Street Fighter ones. That's a Blanca. It's not the first Blanca. He did another one as well. This one's pretty cool, though. A little up close. Got 2 copies of that bad boy. I think that was limited also to only 400 or 500 copies. This was one that I got from Midtown. Or not Midtown. I got Midtown wanted 20. I think they wanted $45 for this book, if I remember right. It's an unlockable virgin version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 104. It's a Turin Clark cover, and man, Turin Clark did a great job on that cover. His covers have been really good lately. I love that cover, and I got it on eBay for $9 shipped. $9 shipped. What a deal. I mean, that was a great deal. All right. This is kind of a cool looking book. Wonder Woman Historia, the Amazons, book 3. This is kind of the leather. It's faux leather. It's not real leather, but it kind of has that look to it. Big old black label, magazine sized. You got to have these magazine sized mylights for them, but man, it's just a nice book. And I got this below ratio, so I got it for $17, and it sells easily around $40 to $50 right now. So that's done well. Fairly rare book, mainly because it's a black label, it's oversized, and a lot of shops aren't going to order 25 copies of a $10 book. They won't do that. It's too expensive. Another oversized book that I can't wait to get I got the second printing foil on its way, but this is the original Swamp Thing Green Hell #1. I just love that cover by Christian Ward, and I'm going to have this in a foil as well. That's coming. So yeah, that book's awesome. And let's see, I wanted to highlight this artist, Jeremy Bastian. Jeremy Bastian. Um, he's done this. He's not done a lot of comic book art. He did a book for, I think it was Devil's Due Publishing, Cursed Pirate Girl, I think it was. Yeah, it was okay. I remember it. His art was just very cool. It's very detailed. This was the one I highlighted before. This is Dune House Harkonnen #1. That's the 1 in 50. This is a very hard book to find right now. I mean, if I go on eBay right now, um, what are the chances I'm going to find this book? I'm going to say I don't think there'll even be one copy. One in 50. Yeah, none. Right? I don't see any. No copies on eBay. And I've seen some stores ask anywhere from $50 to $100 for the book. I just love it. I mean, the freaking detail on this book, I just think is awesome. Jeremy Bastian. It just kind of looks old. It looks like something you pulled out of a museum. It's got that just awesome old look to it. Very detailed line work. And then this is a series that came out from Boom Studios. I'm going to say like 5 years ago, called Judas. And Jeremy did I think these were considered variants, like unlockable variants, one per store type thing. So I've looked on eBay, but man, I've not seen one issue #1 yet. I've seen, several, maybe 2 or 3 copies of issue 2. There's issue #2. You can see the detail in the art is just, these covers is just awesome. I mean, maybe it's not a style that you like, but I just think it's cool. It's unique. You don't see anything like it. That's Judas, Boom Studios. And then here's issue 3. Hopefully the glare isn't obscuring your view. There's issue 3 and issue 4. Just really cool art. I just love it. I love that style. It just has that old school, I don't know, 16th century, 15th century art look to it. I don't know. It's awesome. All right. What else can we talk about? Anything else coming out that might be worth taking a look at? Let me go back to Instagram. Keep thinking there's something I'm missing. That Chasing Comics I'd already highlighted. I talked about most of this. Ice Cream Man, yep, okay. What is this one here? Vampire Slayer. No, I don't think that was it. Oh, this cover looks crazy. Mateus Mahaney, look at that cover. Holy crap. House of Slaughter, #14. Yeah, it's a crazy looking cover. There's also a 1 in 50 incentive cover. And the unlockable variant as well. All right. Looks interesting. Oh yeah, that's that other Ivan Tao cover. I like that one too. The red Spider-Man, the dripping red. I guess it's called the dripping red cover. There's still copies available. I think I picked up mine the other day from Eastside Comics, since KRS and Eastside are both U.S. based. I think Comic Mint also has some copies. There's a trade dress and, of course, the Virgin. So the sets, I think, are about $50. But most of the sites gave a discount, 10% off discount. So it kind of takes care of most of the shipping cost. So you end up getting it around $52, with taxes and all that. Just a beautiful cover by Tao. It's amazing how much art he can pump out there. It's crazy. But there's some cool looking books to look at. Let's go to CBR just to see if maybe there's something else that we could take a look at. Comic book related news. We looked at female Warlock, right? We saw that one. We talked about Kickstarters. Yeah, I did see this sketch by Capullo. It's a little messy. He did this sketch of Wolverine. Yeah, let the gossip begin. So Capullo's basically hinting at that he's going to be drawing Wolverine in the future, right? Is that what he's going to do? That'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see him draw Wolverine. Chasing Comics says I've had too much to drink. You may be correct, my friend. Oh yeah, he did remind me there was a book that is coming out. We've not seen the cover for it yet. Yeah, let me see if I can. I don't know if I can even pull up any information on it. It's so new. Sandman. There's another Sandman Nightmare. Not Before Christmas. Nightmare Country. What's it called? The Glass House. Not Onion. Glass House. Number 1. Yeah. So there are pre-orders now on this book, but yeah, there is supposedly going to be. Yeah, that's the 1 in 50. Notice Midtown's asking $90. There supposedly is going to be a Ginny Frizen cover, right, for the 1 in 100. I don't know if Golden Apple got one or not. Maybe they sold it out already. Yeah, this could be a fairly difficult book to find. I don't know. See if they had it. Yeah, Golden Apple. Oh, yeah, Golden Apple does have one. All right. It's a little expensive. It's a 1 in 100, and they're asking $180. Wow. Unbelievable. Let's see if eBay has any copies. You never know. Some seller might be a store that ordered too many. Maybe, who knows? And maybe they're going to sell one. Glass House. Number 1. All right, there's one on eBay for $180 plus $5 shipping. It's basically the same price as Golden Apple. They got the 1 in 25 for sale, and that is all. And of course, you can see the Frizen. So, is it going to be as good as Frizen's last 1 in 100? I don't know about that. I don't know if it'll quite. I mean, this is an iconic cover, and consistently sells in the $300 to $400 range in ungraded raw condition. I still think that this might be Frizen's best cover that she's ever done. That was my cover of the year for 2022. Is that 1 in 100, and I really want to see what this new one looks like. Now, I bought 2 copies myself ahead of time. Paid probably more than I should have on one of them, and got the other one at ratio, which is good. But it's going to be one of those books that it either takes off and explodes, and it's going to be similar to the last Frizen that she did for Sandman, or it's not as great, and it might still be rare though. I don't hear of anybody going crazy pre-ordering that book, so it could be one of those books that's just hard to locate. The shops near me, they never order heavy on an independent book. Doesn't matter what it is. Given that this is Sandman, it's with DC, maybe they would go 25, maybe 50 copies deep on that book. But 100 copies, the shops near me just won't do that. So you're going to have a much bigger store that just has a lot more clients, a lot more customers to be able to justify buying that many comics to get that incentive. But it's Frizen, man. People know she's hot. People know that her books sell, and it's probably worth the gamble. I'd rather bet on a Frizen book being hot than going to the Hard Rock Casino with my money and trying to win at blackjack. I'm not a very good gambler to begin with, so I'll take my chances on a Frizen cover. That's my I'm more than happy to take that gamble. More than happy. Yeah. So thank you, Chasing Comics, for reining me in a little bit. I was getting a little distracted, as I often do. Third Eye Comics. A lot of their pre-order stuff is available now. So if you want to pre-order books that are coming out in February, this is the time to look. Donnie Robinson says, take a look at Detective Comics 1070, 1 in 25. All right. We shall. I'd like to accommodate people that come into the chat. Least I can do. 1070, 1 in 25, you said, the man said? Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. Seb McKinnon. Seb McKinnon had a really hot Poison Ivy cover that I think Seb is a male, isn't it? I think it's a man. I'll assume it is. Seb McKinnon. Good thing I'm not in the UK. If I misgendered somebody, they would probably try to throw me in jail. Thank God we don't have that problem here yet. You never know. But Seb McKinnon, yeah, that artwork is fantastic. It's dark. It's nightmarish. It's crazy looking, isn't it? My God. Unbelievable. $55 for a 1 in 25. So yeah, Golden Apple they're not going to let that go for ratio. Yeah, that Poison Ivy one, I can't remember the number. I'm going to just type in Seb McKinnon. Sure it'll come right up. Yep. Yeah, 98 for $300. This is another one that's coming out. Number 11. It's a B cover, so it's not. You don't have to spend crazy money for it. Notice 12 have already sold on this guy's listing. But there you go, the 1 in 50. There's an auction that's got 40 minutes left, ends at 10:31. So if you want to grab one at a deal, maybe you can get it below $100. That would be a good deal. There's a buy it now for 120. There's a 98 for 250. There's another raw copy for asking 150 plus pretty high shipping from the UK. All right, there's one. I don't know why anybody would follow this auction. You're at $92 right now, and I could basically pay slightly more for a buy it now. Oh, that's number 11. I'm sorry. That's a pre-order for number 11. Oops. Sorry. Now, yeah, issue number 3. I guess that is worth watching that auction. If you can get it under $100, if you can get it under this 120 plus 750 shipping, you're going to be good. That seems to be the lowest. Oh, am I using the wrong screen? Oh God. I need to have Chasing Comics on here as a moderator because obviously I'm on the wrong screen, guys. Sorry. I'm on the. What am I on the? Am I on the Google? Yeah, I'm on the Google screen. All right. Jesus. What an amateur. Yeah. Sorry about that. Thank you, Chasing Comics. Number 3. Yeah, 1 in 50. Seb McKinnon. This is the book I'm talking about. This is the book I was talking about for the last 3 minutes. Seb McKinnon art. Yeah, that's just an awesome looking cover. I've got 1 copy. Wish I'd ordered more. But there's your auction. 38 minutes left at $82 plus $10 shipping. There's a buy it now that would be basically 128, roughly. 128 seems to be the lowest buy it now price. But not a lot of copies on eBay if you think about it. Just wait, 5 or 6 copies, that's it. So who knows? Years from now, that could this Poison Ivy run, man, they have had it's been a pretty good read. It's not been a terrible read or anything, but it's the covers have just been awesome between Frizen and Seb McKinnon and Middleton covers. I mean, you've got just an awesome array of beautiful, beautiful art covers for that series. So I think that Poison Ivy series is going to be um, something to look at for a long time. But yes, thank you, Donnie Robinson, for pointing out that Detective Comics 1070. I am definitely going to pick one of those up as well, especially if I can get it near ratio. I think that's a good deal. But yeah, it doesn't seem like what maybe eBay prices right now are. Let's see if maybe there's a deal. Who knows? Let's take a look. 1070, 1 in 25. Only 2 listings. Interesting. At basically double ratio with shipping. So yeah, that might be one that check with your LCS. Maybe they can get it for you near ratio. Certainly better than a $50 book plus shipping. But it is an awesome cover. I can see why people like it. It looks cool. I'm definitely gonna grab one. Um, oh yeah, Chasing Comics is reminding me. I already have that book secured. I'm not drunk. I swear, I'm not drunk. I mean, I only had 1 drink. I mean, I know it's a Scotch. I mean, I have a little bit left, but I'm still clear. I'm still clear-headed. Well, I don't know if I'm ever clear-headed. I think I'm always a little off. I think I was born that way. I think it was always a little bit off. My mother dropped me on my head a few times. Maybe that's why it's so oval shaped. It was dropped on my head quite too many times. Yeah, that's kind of it. I don't know what else to talk about. GTK Comics says Art Germ 1 in 100. Are you talking about the Storm one? Yeah, that Storm one looks cool. I mean, all the Art Germ ones are pretty damn good. The 1 in 100s, the Sins of Sinister, he did that one. I think that book's pretty hot right now. Um, I'd say as a rule of thumb, if there's a Virgin incentive cover coming out from Art Germ, it's probably worth grabbing. Now, I did decide not to go forward with the Hallows Eve Art Germ cover. It's a 1 in 200. Now, eBay, they're asking obviously some crazy pricing for it. Yeah, it's a 1 in 200. I found there was a couple sites that had it at around 170, 180. So I put all my money in the Rose Besh one. So I think that the Rose Besh one is the one to get for me. I think the Archer one is good. It's pretty good, but the Rose Besh one I think is just a little better, and I think a little bit harder to obtain. But the pricing isn't crazy on it. It's a 1 in 300, and what 350 seems to be the lowest. 360. Obviously, there's some people asking $500-600. I don't think they're going to get that. I found a really good deal on one for $200. So I got it $100 below ratio, which is pretty damn good. I got a little lucky on that. So yeah, I like the Rose Besh one the best. I'm not saying it's better art. Obviously it's just this. It's a different style than the Archerm. But I've been a big Rose Besh fan since the beginning. I mean, I never forget Chasing Comics. He's the one that informed me about that Spider Woman cover. That was the first. I think that was the first Rose Besh cover. Well, there was one other independent comic that she did a cover for, I think, but basically it was her first main cover for one of the bigger companies, and for Marvel. And I think that book still sells pretty well, if I'm not mistaken. It's a Spider Woman. I just type in Spider Woman Besh. It comes right up. Yeah, number 9. Spider Woman number 9. I remember right. It was like a 1 in 25 only. Yeah. Yeah, it was a 1 in 25. Yeah, I mean, still people are consistently asking $200 for that book. For a while there, it was at $250 to $300 range. Maybe it's coming down a little bit. It's like 9/8. So you can get as low as $300 or $350 for a 9/8. Oh, there's one for $267. Seems like a good deal. But I believe that's the book that got Rose Besh really started. I remember Chasing Comics was like, "Hey, man, you need to check out this book," and I did grab I think 2 or 3 copies of it, and I still have them. I didn't sell them. I held on to them, and I got a low battery indication